Women, goddesses, in today's chapter 1 warrior goddess training. So I have posted the PDFs and some images of the PDFs into our group, and the PDF for chapter 1 is posted in our shared Google document folder. Okay, so you may have read this already, you may have not. It's okay, but I do expect you to read chapter 1 within your first week, or at least by the second week, because we will be reading chapter 1, 2, and 3 within our first 4 weeks, so in our month 1. Okay, so how I'm going to go about this is I'm actually going to start at the end of the chapter where there's the lesson 1 resources. So I'm going to start with that, and then we'll come back to the chapter. So lesson 1 resources, gifts. What you commit to, especially your unconscious commitments, role your actions, and determine quality and vibrancy of your life. You may have deep-seated commitments to old power structures that no longer serve you. It's time to become aware of them and release them. Commit to yourself is a process that happens in layers. In layers, like peeling back an onion. So there's a layer, we work through that layer, we get to the next layer, we lay back or peel back the other layer. Committing to yourself means saying yes to all of you, both parts you love and the parts that you don't love. Maybe we dislike them. We will love them. Power does not come from who you know, what you do, or how much money you have in the bank. That is not your power. It comes from blossoming an unconditional love for yourself and embodying joyful faith in your gifts. So let's look at power. I use the word empower a lot. Power is often associated in a very masculine sense of how much power do we have over someone. But really what we're looking at is how much power do we have over ourselves. Do you feel powerful? Do you feel like you have the power to do everything that you would like to do? Someone could easily have money, which is an energy, and they can spend it poorly or they can spend it wisely. That comes from their inner power of choice. Okay, so our power lies in our choice. And as we become empowered, we learn how to better choose and how to choose more wisely and choose what is in line with what we really want. When you let go of who you wish you were, you reclaim your power to be radiant, magnetically, and creatively who you are. So when we try to be someone else we're not, we end up expending more energy, because if we were in alignment with what we really feel, what we really desire, it would feel fairly effortlessly. It would feel fairly effortless. And so when we're trying to be someone else we're not, we have this push and pull and this inner fight that's happening, and you might find yourself exhausted all day long. You might find yourself exhausted over doing just the littlest things, or maybe you're talking to people and you feel exhausted because you're trying to show up and pretend to be someone else because you've developed this conundrum of wanting to be a people pleaser. And it's okay to want to please people, but when we sacrifice ourselves and we sacrifice our inner energy, our inner power, just to please someone because we're too scared to be ourselves, that's something different. Okay, moving on to explorations. Moving from old to new. Where are you still hooked to old reflections of power? So go ahead and write down What is your old thoughts of power? Who do you see as powerful people, and why do you see them as powerful? How are your judgments and fears tied to old power matrix? So it's kind of like what I just spoke about. Write down your answers to these questions over the next few weeks. So as we move through each chapter, and that's why we're moving through at a very slow rate. Obviously, we could read this book in a month, but we really want to explore each chapter and do the work, and it's all going to grow and develop on itself. One great way to purge yourself of old ways of power is to name them without making yourself or others wrong. So we don't want to blame anyone. We don't want to say that they're evil. It's like we could make anything evil if we wanted to, but we're not going to. Here are some other questions to help you explore this idea further. Do you find your self-worth in how you look? And this is why we're doing the mirror gazing, which I'm going to speak about just shortly. Or is your self-worth an inner spring based on your self-acceptance and respect? Do you base your value on how well you're taking care of everyone else at the expense of yourself? Or do you honor the importance of self-care and love boundaries? Does your strength come from how much money you have, how sexy you are, or how much you know? Or does it flow from inner peace and resilience? So coming back to the way we look. This is a very common thing that comes about for us women, and feeling like people are judging us based on how we look, and they are. I'll be completely honest. But what we really want to focus on is how we're judging ourselves. What is it that you feel not worthy enough, not good enough, and where does that inner self-critic come from? And so for our big activity this week for this chapter 1 is going to be mirror gazing. You're going to stand in front of the mirror naked. Yes. As full length of a mirror as you can get, standing in front of it naked. I know for some of us, staring at ourselves in the mirror with clothes on can be hard enough, and this seems like a large feat. If you need to do it in your bra and underwear, by all means, let that be a starting point for you. However, what we really want to do is, for this first time we do it, we want to stare a little bit longer, because we want all of that negative self-critic talk to come up, and we want to write those down. But we also want to stare in front of the mirror, and we also want to honor and find gratitude. Maybe there's parts of your body that you don't like, but we can at least start with what we do like. Like, we love having arms, we love having legs, we like having a mouth, and we like having eyes. So we can think about how those body parts allow us to show up in life in the ways that we love. So those arms allow you to hug your loved ones. Those legs allow you to walk to the grocery store, or go on a walk, or walk to your job. What do your legs allow you to carry yourself to that you love? What do your hands and arms allow you to do that you also love? What do your eyes allow you to see? What does your mouth allow you to speak? Maybe it's the mouth that allows you to smile, that allows you to share conversation. And then we might also honor all the other parts, such as maybe there's wrinkles on our face that are laughing lines. And we think of all the times we've laughed. Maybe we have a large belly because of all the food that we've shared with family. Maybe it's all the stress that we've had, and we can honor the challenges that we've overcome, and we can say it's now time to release this. But we can still honor it and appreciate it for what it is without judgment. And so in this gratitude and non-judgment exercise, find yourself just taking notes, just being the observer, and that each time we do it, because yes, we need to do this more than once, we'll start loving ourselves more without the judgment. Now we'll also be learning some meditation. So you will see some more videos being posted with some meditation wisdom. And if you haven't yet, join the Insight Timer app, and we have a circle for this group as well with some recommended meditations that you can listen to. But you're also welcome to go explore other meditations. My next video that I'll be posting, though, will be teaching you about the pause and how you can use meditation to find the pause between transitions. All right, so go read your chapter 1 of the Warrior Goddess training.